All right, folks, back on the Boss Man Show now with IU Indianapolis, not IUPUI anymore. IU Indianapolis Jaguars coach Paul Corsaro here. We on the Boss Man Show. Coach, what's up, man? Over there in Nips, man. What's up, brother?
How you doing, man? Nice to meet you and having me on the show. Appreciate it.
I'm doing good, man. It's enjoying a nice summer day here. Getting ready for this NBA draft here with the Hawks with the number one pick, man. So let's see what's gonna happen, my brother.
I hear that, man. Hopefully, my Pacers can add to what they did this year, man. I like the direction our team is going here in Indianapolis.
Hey, I'm cheering for you guys. You know, remember the former Hawks coach Lloyd Pierce on staff there, so that's why I cheer for the Pacers. Yeah, because I know Lloyd Pierce very, very well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, they had a great year.
Then going to Tennessee State, I know Aaron Easton from Vanderbilt very well, and Ben Shepherd with the Belmont. So the pictures on that staff for me and the players. So I definitely can keep an eye on them Pacers for sure, brother. the coach, I'm asking you, man, for you, man, how cool is it to be able to come back, stay in your city, your hometown, Indianapolis? Coach, are you in Indianapolis as this school changes its name and looks to build upon its new tradition here has been IUI now after PU's gone.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Obviously, I've been a head coach, but it's my first time being a Division I head coach. So that's awesome. But to be able to do it in my hometown, I'm from Indianapolis. I'm an Indianapolis guy through and through. To not have to leave, be around my family, I'm very prideful in our city. And as everybody knows, Indiana is a basketball state. People love basketball here in Indiana. To be in the capital city of Indiana and Indianapolis, sports city. It's the right time to come in. We have a new direction with our athletic director, a new chancellor at our school. And with us going to IU Indianapolis and not being IUPUI, Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis, there's no longer a share between Indiana and Purdue. We are in sole possession of Indiana University. There's been a commitment by the president of Indiana University, President Witten. She wants our program to be successful. So I just think that getting this job at this time, with my familiarity with the city, it seemed like the stars aligned, and I think that this is the right time for this program to take that next step. It's a new era, and we're ready to rock and roll.
And coach, for you, man, for those who don't understand, talk about the difference between D2 and D1 for us recruiting and the rules and the scholarships. For people who don't really understand the difference between D1, D2, how it's a little different here than it is down in D2.
Yeah, so basically, you're still dealing with scholarships either way. But in Division I, you have 13 full scholarships, and it's all or nothing. You can't give partials in Division I basketball. Division I men's and women's basketball, women's volleyball, and men's football are the only sports in all divisions that are all or nothing scholarships. There's no partial, and it's all athletic aid. So right now, like if I give a kid a scholarship, it's a full scholarship, and I get 13 of them. Now I'll have a roster of 16, and 15 or 16, and 2 or 3 of those will be just walk-ons where they're not getting athletic aid. So that's kind of how that works. In Division II, you get 10 full scholarships, but you can break them up. So you can get a kid to a full scholarship by, hey, I'm going to give you 50% athletic money, 50% academic money, or hey, 40, and 20% you get financial aid, which gets you that full scholarship. So you're almost like you're packaging together. So at the University of Indianapolis, I could get 15, 16 guys on my roster all on full ride if I recruited high academic kids, because I could kind of package them together and get them up to 15, get them up to full scholarships. But it was a unique way of doing it. You had to get creative. You're almost playing GM at the Division II level. Hey, like how much do I have to pay you to come play for me in terms of scholarship money? Because that's kind of the way it's working at Division II. And you kind of have a salary cap. Like, hey, you say it's $40,000 a year to go to school there, 10 full scholarships. You have $400,000 to work with. So that's kind of how it's at Division II. Division I, it's just, hey, it doesn't matter where you go. It's a full scholarship or not. And so that's really the main difference. But in terms of dealing with scholarship guys, the sell, the pitch, what you're looking for, there's not a whole lot of differences there. And I've been at the Division I level. I was an assistant at Purdue Fort Wayne for 2 years. So, have head coaching experience, have mid-major Division I basketball experience. So, there's a lot of commonalities as well, which has made the transition pretty easy.
And also for you, Coach Ben, in this new area of transfer portal, I call it speed dating. So how is it trying to vet a young man to figure out he really is interested in the team, not just his own personal gain and getting a little money on the side here? So how do you kind of vet that in that quick speed dating process to know if it's truly the right fit for you and your staff, man?
Hey, man, it is speed dating. I'll tell you what. One of the kids I signed, it came down to kind of the final hour, and I knew he liked us. I knew we liked him, but we hadn't known each other very long, and I could sense that he might have wanted to go on another visit or something like that. But I had another guy coming in his position, but I was only taking one more guy in that position, so I was very honest. I go, hey, I'm going to listen. I'm going to give it to you like this. So I know you like our school. We really want you. It's a business. We start workouts here in 2 or 3 weeks. I said, I'm going to give you this example here. I said, listen, I love my wife. I've been blessed to be married for 2 years. I said, if I would have been like, honey, I really like you, but I'm going to see what else is out there. Like, man, how you think that would have gone? And he's like,
You
not
wouldn't be
very
married
well.
right now.
I want to be married right now, dude. So I said, when you know, and that's kind of what I'm telling you right now. I said, I got a visit in 2 days for the same position. I can cancel that visit right now, or I can bring that kid in, and you and I ain't gonna be married, brother. So that's what I told. That's what I told him, and you know what? He's on my roster right now. He understood just fine.
Yeah, hey, yeah, that's good. Let's see. Are you gonna spoil you? Okay, fine. Okay, screw you then.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, man, if I would have sat down like, hey, honey, I'm really thinking about proposing to you, but I need about 2 more weeks just to see what else is out there. I don't think that would have gone very well.
Not at all, man. Not at all. I feel you on that, Coach. I do feel you. And Coach, this summer, man, having a new roster, you have it, man. So how much do you go between team concepts and personal development for the players? Because I know it's kind of tricky when it's your first year, got to hold the roster together, how to kind of get this thing find the right balance of this as you prepare this summer to get ready for the fall and then November 4th when things tip off.
Yeah, it's a fine line, and that's what I'm trying right now to work through. It's funny that we're talking today. We had our first on-court workout last night as a team, and we have our second one tomorrow. So, it's got to be a good balance. You want to develop the players and you want to make them better. That's what the summer's all about. However, I have a whole new roster. I have 16 new guys now. 5 of them I was lucky enough to bring with me from my previous stop. So there's some some synergy there, but getting everybody on board is important. So I'm trying to come up with unique ways to incorporate skill development as we teach what we do. So like last night, it was we did a lot of shooting, a lot of ball handling and creative finishes, but we put them in actions and movements that they're going to see within our offense. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now is how do you combine the two to get our guys better, but also accelerate the learning of the team concepts so we're ready to go and compete.
You gotta be glad that me and you about the same age. We don't have to worry about that October 15th no more. We can actually touch them in the summertime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you'll be screwed if you October 15th in this climate.
Man, we'd be in trouble. I'll tell you that much. But this is good. Everyone says, burnout and all that kind of stuff. That's on the coach to avoid burnout. My job is when March and April comes around to make sure the guys are still excited to be here and stuff. But, hoopers want to hoop. You're not just going to sit around and not do anything all summer. So I think it's good to give these guys, we're able to, put them on scholarship and, give them their room and board checks and give them a place to stay and food in their stomachs and money in their pockets. So I think being able to take care of these guys in the summer, I think it's been a great rule change.
Now, for you, Coach, how much of your phone was blown up, man? With you being a first-year head coach, I think are you won't be that good. So tell me about that, Coach.
Well, I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see. We have expectations here in our program, high expectations. The expectation is to win, and I said it in my interview, and I'll say it publicly. We will win, and we're gonna win quickly. We're gonna do it the right way, but we're going to change the perception of what IUPUI was. And as we move forward to IU Indianapolis, we're going to make our city and our university proud. And Like I said, it is a new era. So I don't really concern myself with what other people think. I tend to think that if 90% of the world feels one way, usually the 10%'s right. Most people don't know what they're talking about. So
No doubt, man. No doubt, man.
that's
Because
kind
I
of how
tell
I
you
look at
what,
things.
man.
Ignore the noise.
I tell you what, man. You know what's crazy about? I know how these guys. I've been in some of them meetings, scheduling meetings. They let's do how. Let me call that guy. Let me call that. So I can only imagine how that stuff is. But you're right, man. I've always been the rebel. I've always
Yep.
when it gets against the grain, like if you think this, I'm going that way.
And you know what? And that's fine. People can say what they want, but I really believe in the players we have, the staff we've put together. I have great administrative support, and the time is now. And we're going to do it.
No doubt, my man, my guy. Let me ask you this, man. For you, at what point in your career, man, did you decide that you wanted to get into coaching? I know for me, I chose to be in the media. I just knew the way my mouth is off the air, it probably would get me in trouble as a coach. But for you, man, when did you decide that you wanted to make this your life's passion? Being a coach, man, giving back to kids that way, man.
It's funny that you asked that. I love playing. I was a two-sport athlete. I played Division II basketball and Division II football, and I love sports. I love competing, but I never really saw myself coaching. When I was playing, I graduated early. I was halfway through my MBA. It was a 2-year program, and my senior year, I got done with year one, and I was actually intending on going to law school after I graduated from undergrad. My coach at the time, Stan Gerard, who's now the head coach of Southern Indiana, he came to me and said, "Hey, listen, I know you're planning on going to law school, but you still have another year of your MBA. I have a GA spot open. Why don't you defer your enrollment for law school? Why don't you come GA for me? I'll pay for the second year of your MBA and then go to law school." And that JD MBA combination is a pretty lethal combination in the business world. I was like, that sounds good, and be around basketball and in the program that I played for and all that kind of stuff. And so I did that and I got my MBA, but man, I enjoyed coaching so much that year. I never looked back. He had a full-time spot come open that next year, and he was like, "Hey, listen, it's open if you want it." And I said, "You know what? I think this is what I want to do." So that's honestly how I got into coaching. Was offered an opportunity to finish my master's degree, and while doing that, I just loved it.
Yeah, Stan's a great guy, man. I love having him on the show, man. We have great chats with him on the show, man. So great guys. I tell them all the time, I said, man, Evansville a little far from Atlanta, but for you, I'll do it, man.
No, he's one of my favorites. He and I are like family. I played for him, I worked for him, and we still talk to this day. And we're actually, like I said, we stay in contact quite often. I owe him a lot. Probably out of your family members, no one's had a bigger impact on me in my life than him.
No doubt. And for you, man, let me ask you this, man. Being an Indianapolis guy, man, seeing the Pacers run they had in the playoffs, man, to make you happy. Seeing when that AR shoulders getting healthier, man, with the Colts, man. How excited are you about Indianapolis sports right now, man, with the Colts and the Pacers, man, on the rise? It's like you on the rise, man.
It's the place to be. I'm telling you, Indianapolis is a sports city. Anthony Richardson, we got Tyrese Halliburton. We just hosted the NBA All-Star game. Right now, the U.S. Olympic trials are in Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis. They put a pool right in the middle of a football stadium, so there tons of people can go watch it. I mean, it's awesome. We get the Final Four every 4 year or every 5 years. It's a big time place to be, and people really care about sports here. So it's just been it's a blessing. It's a blessing, and we want to be the next thing that this city talks about.
And I shouldn't be this on the air, but I always park at Nips and walk down to Lucas Oil Stadium.
Oh, hey man, yeah. Thing is, though, on Sundays they're no one over at Nips, and we probably shouldn't say that because they're going to up their security now. Get them tickets.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a park. I'll walk to the park and go.
It's a great spot to park. There's no doubt about it.
Yes, sir. I dip around New York and just dip out, and I'm back on the highway.
That's a beautiful walk too on a nice day. So that's good.
You got there. I forget who the coach played last year. It was like sleeting or something. That walk was terrible that day. I forget who they played. But I remember it was sleeting, mixing cold. I was like, Lord, because I'm from Atlanta. I don't have cold weather gear. I was.
Yeah, I don't remember what game that was, but that Indianapolis weather, it's either great or terrible. There's nowhere in between. It's not like Atlanta where we got that warmth all year.
Yeah, you got that right, man. Hey, look, man, it's 9:23. It's 81 degrees and humid and getting hotter. Yes, sir. Well, Coach, man, it's good to meet you, man. Having the show, man. So I'm happy for you, man. If I do for you, let me know. I do come to Indianapolis a lot, as well, because coach and the Pacers, like I told you, man. So want to see you, come on out often to see you, man, and helping you out sometime. If you come down to the live period for the Georgia for live period, I'll be here, man, at Lake Point and I'll around the city, brother.
I'll tell you what, I will be there in the live period. So let's make a point to connect. And when you come to Indianapolis, let's go out and get something to eat. It's on me. Okay.
Sounds good, brother. I'll get your number offline, my guy. It was fun chatting with you, brother.
All right. Nice meeting you. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Bye-bye.